there's a number of challenges that are actually facing the oil and gas sector as we look ahead. We've got the energy trilemma, which we've got energy security, energy sustainability and energy affordability, all of which add together to very complex problems that we have to resolve with the industry. As part of our ongoing hydrocarbon production, we've got to consider the responsible and also accountable delivery of our hydrocarbons, but in addition we've got to have the environmental concerns front and foremost in our mind. So to deliver that and drive towards net zero is really critical. Reflecting back, we've had 50 years of SPE offshore Europe. It's really harnessing that potential, that innovation that we've had over those 50 years and using that to almost drive forward and resolve some of these complex problems that we see during this period. So I think the role that SPE Offshore Europe can play in resolving these issues, in resolving the complex issues of the energy trilemma, is actually providing that forum for collaboration. It's also knowledge sharing and also being able to get together and share ideas and drive that innovation and creativity that we see both in the operator community but also in the supply chain community. So it's really supercharging that delivery and understanding the key context of the problems we're trying to resolve. Having been at quite a few offshore Europes in the past, I think it's been excellent being able to actually engage with peers, understand the peers, look at the problems that they're trying to resolve, having communication and discussion with the vendors, seeing what key innovative technologies they're actually developing and how those technologies we could implement in resolving some of the complex problems that we see today. My experience over the years in offshore Europe has been really exciting. It's been great, and seeing the buzz that comes back through Aberdeen with it is fantastic. I think a lot of the solutions that ended up getting generated from the SPE Offshore Europe conference is almost engaging with the relationships and discussing with the vendors. We've looked at probably a number of different technologies, anything through from digital twins, hubs, engaging with the supply chain vendors on that side to understand how we could implement that, to then look forward as to how we can evolve the asset into the next phase of life through going with how we could almost future-proof it for carbon capture, how we could look at integrating energy with hydrogen. A number of vendors and a number of knowledge shares that we've had over the period of time has been great, being able to have those discussions and talk about the developments in the technology that we can see. So I think the next generation, the future talent that we're seeing coming through both the industry and both the local pools and schools that we can see, it's really key to understand that the future that we need to be able to resolve really complex problems. We're in this transition period, so being able to understand the innovation, the creativity, the new problem-solving skills, the talent that we're seeing coming through can also help and influence going forward. It's actually a really critical time that we need that support from that new future talent, because really those are the ones that are going to be driving through this transition, because it's over a significant period of time, over the next 25 years. So those solutions we're going to see are actually going to be developed and implemented by the next talent pool coming through. I've actually been really lucky with the SPE offshore conference, being able to take some graduates actually along to it in previous roles, and actually taking those graduate engineers through, discussing with them, actually showing some of the technology and being able to do almost a semi-mentoring type of thing as you're going through and talking to the supply chain and the vendors there. What's been really great is I've seen so many of those graduates during that period of time popping up and actually appearing in the room for another company, doing really quite high profile talented jobs. So it's been great to see that almost percolation that's came from that conference and the sharing of information and knowledge from it, and seeing them being really successful in their careers going forward. The topics we're going to be covering at SPE Offshore Europe, energy security is critical. Look at how we're developing our hydrocarbons and doing that in the most efficient and environmentally conscious way we can. That then allows us to then supercharge almost the transition into the new green fuel side of things. And then the ability for us to almost deliver the future talent, get them engaged, driving that forward, and then utilising the key technology that we see coming out of each of the individual vendor supply chains is going to be key. So all these key topics are really poignant for where we need to go for the energy transition. It's actually been really great being part of the committee to help organise the conference this year. Been so great actually having discussed on the sessions, the topics, the areas of interest that we want to talk to, and actually it's really relevant, and the key themes that we're seeing coming through from actually society and how we can replicate that and almost drive the solutions coming through. And it's really lively debates on best people to come in and discuss that, because we want to have a big impact. 50 years of a conference doesn't come around that often, so I think it's critical that we can use that as almost as a springboard to drive forward for the next 50 years as well. So I think when we look at the energy transition isn't just linked to UK or Norway or Netherlands. It's a transboundary issue. We've got offshore Europe for a reason. It's about sharing that knowledge, sharing that influence, sharing the understanding that we can see, and it's also about leveraging that information from both colleagues in other European countries, but also other industries. There's some great innovation that we can see in offshore wind and offshore renewables, and actually harnessing that to help aid all the industries through this transition is going to be critical. So I think what's really critical is we're at this real pivotal point going forward, looking at the energy transition. We've got huge complex problems to solve. Being an engineer at heart, solving problems is the most exciting thing you can do. Bringing that innovation, that creativity, and that almost new thought processes that you can see coming in, I think is great, and you have a real option and ability to almost influence the direction of an industry going forward. And really that's what almost this year at the SPE conference is all about, is how can we use that and leverage it forward. So I think the critical thing for me for the outcome for the conference is being able to go and discuss with people, actually have that almost the collaboration space and the abilities to share that knowledge. These only come around every couple of years, so being able to have that wide engagement across multi-different countries, multi-different industries is going to be critical, because when the next one comes around, we're going to be another 2 years further down the line, another 2 years into the transition. And I think this one is really, really pivotal to almost set us on the path to being much more efficient in the transition going forward. It's probably one of the only places that you can end up having all the vendors, all the discussions in one point. It's great being able to walk around and have those almost sharing of ideas and sharing of thoughts around that point. You can't have that in almost individual sessions. Having that in one big place is critical actually. It's great.